What's up, y'all? Hey, you guys. So we are here to talk about Married to Medicine. If you missed the live earlier, child, they got me. Do y'all know that MTV put a copyright claim on that little clip for making the band that I played? I said, y'all know y'all playing with me. First of all, it was from TikTok. I didn't even play it. It was a TikTok video. Baby, they sure did get me. So I'm gonna have to edit it. So if I edit it, I'm gonna have to take that piece out and then re-upload it. But anyway, if you're looking for the live, that's where it went. Okay. All right. But let's get into this Married to Medicine situation. Hey, everybody. Hey. Um, right. That's where it is, Miss Bay thing. I got a copyright claim. Now, the good news is it wasn't a copyright strike. It's just a copyright claim, and YouTube took it down. They blocked it and took it down. So I'm gonna have to edit that little part out and then just re-upload it. So that's where it is. So when I get off of here, I'm gonna try to get that done before the whether you like it or not panel. But y'all know, right? The clip wasn't even that long. Like, child, I said, okay. I said, Diddy got me, y'all. Diddy got me. Diddy got me. But anyway, so that's what it is. So let's get into Married to Medicine. This ain't gonna take long because the majority of this episode was really about the wedding. And to be honest with you, the most exciting part of the wedding, they already told us about. We already know what happened, child. But anyway, we started the episode off. We see everybody recapping the bachelor or bachelorette party, all that good stuff. But then we see Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie went over to Phaedra's house. Now, first of all, child, I guess they do see Patterson. Well, first of all, when they open that door, did y'all see Dr. Jackie Dr. Jackie? I did not know Dr. Jackie was scared of dogs. Maybe Dr. Jackie came up out that house with that little yeah dog. It's funny because I've never had a fear of little dogs. I understand why people are afraid of like big dogs or vicious dogs, but I guess if you have a fear, you have a fear. But baby, Dr. Jackie wasn't playing about that little dog. The way Phaedra was able to scoop the dog up, I said okay, but she may have had a traumatic experience or something. But that thing was funny because we do not see Dr. Jackie cower often. And she even did that with Grace, right? She didn't do, oh my God. She just very nicely turned around and walked out that door. I said, oh my goodness. It was hilarious. Okay. But again, they got the dog, whatever. So we see the ladies, and it's funny because the ladies, as nice as possible, tried to talk to Phaedra about why she invited Quad to this bridal shower. Now, again, we already know that it was production. Like, no one is fooled. We get it. We know what it really was. But of course, they got to play along, and Phaedra has to play along. And Phaedra was really sticking to her story, child. Phaedra was not letting go of that story. With the whole, well, I feel like Sweet Tea needed to know that Quad wasn't a threat. And everybody was wondering where Quad was. So I bought Quad. So then they got to talking about how Quad really hadn't been around and hadn't been available. And Phaedra was like, well, I mean, did you guys reach out to her? Did you guys call her? And Jackie was like, I did. And she told me she needed time. She told me basically leave her ass alone. And that's what I did. I left her alone. So, like, again, we're not going to flip it around like everybody just left her hanging and everybody stopped talking to her. She said after the reunion, she needed some time and for us to basically leave her alone. And so we did. And I get the impression, I said this before after the first episode, I feel like Quad, two things. One, I feel like Quad is very much like Melody is over on Love and Marriage Huntsville. When Melody, is not filming, Melody don't rock with them. She don't hang out with them people. She not friends with them people. She don't do nothing personal with those women. Because she doesn't consider them friends. They are co-workers. Those are people she films with. And I feel like, Funky Dineva said that about Quad. He said Quad is a hard person to be friends with because Quad is very sensitive. people like Quad make it really hard because Quad, you throw shade, you talk your shit, you do your dirt, but when it comes back around, you have an issue, or you take things to the extreme. So after the reunion, you needed some time from what to do what? Girl, y'all went through it, y'all lived it, and I get it. I know. With a reality show, you lived through the shit 3 times. I get it. I understand. But I just feel like, why you always go there, and then you always make it seem like the ladies aren't there for you. Just admit that you don't look at these women as friends. Just admit. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a pizza. Just admit that you like them most of the time. You cool with most of them or some of them, and they cool to go out to dinner with every once in a while. They cool to have a little kiki conversation every once in a while. But you don't consider these women your friends, and that's okay. But don't make it seem like, or want them people to feel like they're your friends, when they really not. And honestly, that's what I really think it is. That's my opinion. I honestly just feel like, and when they're done filming, Quad goes and hangs out with her real friends. I really think that's what it is, y'all. Honestly. Um, what up, Tracy? Phaedra making them with covers over their shoes, and child, she made them. But you know, a lot of people make you take your shoes off. But see, they were barefoot, and so she had to go get them some slippers, honey. But my thing is, if you're gonna make people take their shoes off, you got to be ready for that. I told y'all, a friend of mine, she has a bucket right near her door full of socks, and she says when she goes to, when she goes to Target or something, she just picks up a bunch of the dollar socks or whatever, and she puts them by the door. So when you take your shoes off, if you don't have socks or whatever, you just put your socks on. So if you're gonna make people take their shoes off, you just gotta be ready for what comes with people taking their shoes off. Like me, I don't wear socks a lot. So if I take my shoes off, I am barefoot. Now, if I have friends and I know that that's how it is at their house, that you gotta take their shoes off, take your shoes off, I respect people's rules. But I just gotta make sure I'm right. I either put a pair of socks in my bag so I can put socks on when I get there or whatever. But I'm not a sock person. Anyway, um, but again, I just, Quad really doesn't have much in common with them. So, and that may be true too. And again, I do think that because we want to give this illusion that these people are really friends in real life, I think people really try to make that be a thing. But the reality is, some of these people are just not friends in real life. They just aren't. They just aren't. And I just think that's the case. Anyway. Ooh. All right. All right. So then, what's up, Vicious? Hey. All my members that have been green. Don't forget, this is the last. You have until Thursday to become a member if you want to be eligible for the 12 days of Christmas giveaway, for the members giveaway. My sister has socks and flip-flops she get from the nail shop. Yeah, that's what you're going, again, if you're going to do that, you just got to be ready. And I respect that people have carpets and hardwood floors and people be wearing stilettos and I get it. Like I don't feel no kind of way about it, but you just got to be prepared for it, right? Anyway, so I think the next scene is the wedding rehearsal, where we see Sweet Tea and Dr. G going down to the venue for the wedding rehearsal. And Sweet Tea was all upset and, feeling some kind of way. And she was talking to Dr. Gregory about being overwhelmed or whatever. And then she told him about Quad coming to her bridal shower. And he was understandably upset. Again, in the real world, it just wouldn't have went down like that. Now, of course, it's reality TV and it made for good TV. It was funny. We all laughed. It was a good kiki. But in the real world, y'all know, like I know, ain't nowhere in hell. If anybody had the audacity to invite my soon-to-be husband's ex-wife that I don't know, it'd be different because I know, people have situations where they become cool with the ex-wife. I mean, I know that happens. But if we not friends, we not cool, and I didn't invite her, I wish a mother, would bring my husband, soon-to-be husband's ex-wife down to the bridal shower. Are you crazy? Have you lost all of your mind? And absolutely, it would have been a problem. It would absolutely have been a problem. But again, that's real world versus reality TV. So Gregory slid out and he called Phaedra. He said, hold up. You're supposed to be my friend. How are you my friend inviting my ex-wife to the bride? Like, you're supposed to be my friend. That's not cool. And he was 100% within his rights to call her and say that wasn't cool. Absolutely, he was. And he was supposed to call and take up for his woman. He's supposed to call her. Because again, Phaedra is his friend. Phaedra met Quad through him. They were friends before he even married Phaedra. So you absolutely had every right to call Quad. Okay? Well, we already talked about that, Kenya. We know it was production. Like I said, I know it was production. I just said that, Kenya. I just said that. I know it's production. We're talking about the show, so I gotta talk about the show. But it's absolutely production. Like, come on now. We know that. Just like we're gonna get to that in a minute too. But that's just that. So no, them not joining the show is weird. It's again, it's about ratings, it's about story. Like right now, Married to Medicine is probably the most exciting show they got on there. And it's because of this storyline. It's a crazy storyline. It's definitely more exciting than what they doing down to Potomac. Okay. So there's that, child. Now, am I the only person that picked up on what Sweet Tea said about her daddy? First of all, Greg is 5 years or 6 years older than her mama, which means that, and I'm not saying this in a negative way because again, I ain't mad. You do what you do, but that means that Sweet Tea was a teenage mama because Greg is what 23 years older than her. So he's 5 or 6 years older than her mama. But again, I ain't judging her for that. I ain't judging her for that. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened with that situation. But I just don't know if I could see myself marrying a man that was born before my daddy. Now she said that her mother felt some kind of way about Greg. But did you hear what she said her father said? Her father said, oh yeah, her daddy was nice looking. Her father said, well, my dad wasn't feeling, my dad, right, her daddy sounded like a pimp. She said, well, my dad wasn't really excited about it until he found out, he was a doctor and had his own practice. And then he was like, you better go ahead. That man can take care of you. So you wasn't crazy about him until you found out you thought he had a little money? That kind of goes back to what we were saying yesterday about the whole Gloria Velez situation and these young women that get involved with these men and the families be like, well, they a good man, Savannah. They can take care of you. They can, I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. This thing, I don't know how my phone got cut back on. I must have did that by accident. But anyway, I didn't mean to do that. All right. But yeah, when they film weddings on Bravo, doesn't Bravo pay something for the wedding? Usually, yeah. Usually Bravo puts something on the wedding. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So I said, so when I heard that, I was like, oh, so you a gold digger and your daddy a gold digger. Okay, cool, girl. Okay, cool. Sweet Tea, not only does she not know how to keep some things to herself, I don't think she understands how stuff sound when it come out her mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she understands the way it comes out, you know? So, so anyway, so then we have Simone talking to Cecil and their son, Miles. Listen, let me tell you something. I am with Simone 100% on this. That boy has been in college that boy has been to 2 colleges in 5 years, and he didn't drop out of one, but he took a leave. He took a break from the second college and then went back. And it sounds like his GPA is a 2.0 or less, because they said he getting C's in all his classes, including his major. And let me tell y'all something. I ain't never been nobody's scholar, okay? I have never been that person. I ain't about to sit here and tell y'all no lies. But when I was in college, I had a 4.0 in my major. Now, I might not have had a 4.0 in, the other classes that I had to take to graduate, because that just wasn't my ministry. But anything dealing with English and social studies, I was poli-sci. Anything dealing with English and poli-sci, baby, it was an A. Oh, it was an A. Now, them other classes might have been a C, B. But anything dealing in my major was an A. I am 100% here for what Simone said. Simone said, listen, we're going to give you one more year on my dime, which means that's a total of 6 years for him to get a 4-year degree. So she gave you 2 extra years. Okay? I am here for that. Right, because you're barely passing. You're not even making the full grade. You are literally barely passing. Because some colleges, you can't have a C in your major. Depending on the school. So if these are classes that are in his major, he can't do nothing with a C. And then he said he was going to take 2 classes over the summer, but his daddy told him he didn't have to, that he needed to go get some experience in his field, which that's not a bad idea. And, y'all are in Atlanta. He wants to go into film and all of that. Y'all are in Atlanta. Like, it's not like y'all can't get him an internship. Hell, y'all could probably get him an internship at the production company that does Married to Medicine. I don't know. I mean, Simone, you probably really could make some phone calls. Let's be clear. Like, we know you know people, and you probably could do that. But but if I'm Simone, I'm not putting my name on the line until he showed me he really serious about this shit. I'm not putting my name on the line. I'm not volunteering I'm not calling nobody and asking nobody to do my son a favor for him to go there and half-ass do the job and show up when he feel like it and quit because he tired. I'm not playing them games. I'm not playing them games. And and listen, I don't mean no harm, but Miles, I ain't talking about nobody's kids, but he ain't never looked like the smartest apple in the barrel. So have y'all, and I'm not saying they haven't, because they probably have y'all had a conversation with this boy about, like, realistically, what are his goals? You know what I'm saying? Like, have y'all really talked about what, I mean, okay, you want to go into film and television. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to make your own short films? Do you want to do videos? Do you want to get into editing? What specifically do you want to do? Because y'all are in Atlanta. It's not like there aren't places where he can work. He absolutely can. But, sir, you got to be serious before I can do anything for you. I had undiagnosed ADHD in undergrad. I had a 2.5 average for the first time in my life. By the time I graduated from graduate school, I was diagnosed. I'll be honest with y'all. I think I had undiagnosed ADHD my whole life. Like, as a teacher now, seeing what ADHD is, what the symptoms are, how it manifests himself in a classroom, and I look back on me in school, I really feel like I had ADHD, like I do, and it certainly was undiagnosed. And even when I look at college, like, I definitely could have been a better student had certain tools been available to me that I help my students who have ADHD with, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, he may very well have some legitimate issues. Absolutely. But I also feel like at this point, I understand why Simone is like, yeah, you got one more year to figure it out. And I think that's being generous. That means that, again, that means that she would have foot the bill for this boy for 6 years. I mean, by that time, her son, you were just diagnosed. Oh, wow. It changed your life. Yeah. Right. I mean, by the time the other son gonna graduate before he is, and then maybe they can go get an apartment together. And again, it's not. I'm not saying that this boy can't be successful, but what I am saying is maybe he needs a swift kick in the behind, because I feel like they've done everything else. You know what I mean? I feel like they really have tried everything else. So maybe they just need a swift kick in the behind. Okay. And Andre says she graduated from grad school with 3.7 after her diagnosis. There you go. There you go. Kenya said she was just, oh, okay. That was two different people. My bad. My bad. He don't have a plan. No, he don't have no damn plan. His plan is to let mommy take care of him. That's his plan. His plan is to let mommy take care of him. That's his plan. That's his plan. Anyway, so now let's get to this wedding. Look, I did not like Dr. Jackie's dress. I didn't. Dr. Jackie is so little that even though the stuff she wears, you can tell is expensive, it does not always flatter her. You can tell that she's that her clothes are expensive, but they just don't always flatter her. She's so little. She's so little. Yeah, Rhonda, they got me. I'm gonna try to edit it and put it back up. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take that clip, that Diddy clip out. I gotta find the timestamp and take it out and then delete, take it out and then try to re-upload it. But I didn't like that dress. I didn't like Dr. Jackie's dress. I thought everybody else looked nice. It was Toya's birthday, the kids, we saw them make her breakfast in bed and stuff. I thought everybody else looked nice. I thought Phaedra was beautiful. Now they tried. Why Phaedra always look like her eyes are closed? She always looked like her eyes are closed. Anyway, I wasn't crazy about Toya's dress either. It wasn't. I mean, it flattered her body and everything. I didn't like it. I just wasn't crazy about the dress. I thought Simone's dress looked like a wedding. Simone's dress looked like definitely like an after 5 wedding because it was an evening wedding. Simone looked beautiful. Simone looked beautiful. Dr. Cone Tessa was there. Did y'all see where they tried to invite Contessa to the bridal shower when she refused to come? Mm-hmm. Okay, girl. Mm-hmm. Who else? What else happened? So we get there and Dr. Heavenly, they didn't took Dr. Heavenly name off the list. Now listen, again, here's a situation of real world versus we filming a reality show. In the real world, I 100% understand why Sweet Tea took Heavenly ass off that list. 100%. Because she was talking, like, you're not going to be in my bridal shower wishing failure on my wedding, like on my marriage. Like, that is crazy to me. How you gonna be in my bridal shower wishing failure on my marriage, talking about it ain't gonna last, they not ready, what do y'all think? I don't think they need to be doing this, I think they making a mistake. How you crazy? And you think that you supposed to be at my wedding? I'd have done the same thing Sweet Tea did. I'd have took her name off that list real quick. I'd have done the exact same thing Sweet Tea did. Your name coming up off of here. But again, it is a reality show. And Bravo said, sit your ass down, Heavenly. Because Heavenly said she was on her way home. She said she was fine with it. It was her daughter's prom, and she was okay with leaving. She had no problems with leaving. But Bravo, and again, Bravo, I do not think Bravo paid for the whole wedding, but I do think Bravo paid for part of the wedding. They probably paid for the difference in the price of them having to change venues, because I believe that all of those last minute changes were 100% because they were filming it for the show. I feel like they already had a wedding planned. I feel like the date was different. I feel like the venue was more intimate. They weren't inviting as many people. Because did y'all see all them empty seats? Did y'all see all them empty seats in that wedding? I think that Bravo agreed to pay whatever the cost was for them to change everything and add everything. Right. So whatever that difference was, that $15,000 difference was, I believe that's what Bravo picked up. Yeah. And that's understandable because it's Bravo's reason, you know. But again, I told y'all from the beginning, I felt like that wedding was moved up so they could film it for the show, and that all of those last minute changes, they are expensive. And I do think that I think that's what it was. And so Bravo was like, yeah, no ma'am. Y'all think they was gonna have Dr. Heavenly not be at the damn wedding, even though, I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, after we saw them exchange their vows, child, all we saw was the reception, and we saw that while they was trying to do the electric slide or the wobble or one of them line dances, Dr. Heavenly tried to talk to Sweet Tea, talking about something. You mad at me? What you mad at me for? Child, Heavenly. And to be honest with you, Heavenly talked so much, she probably didn't realize why the girl was mad at her. But I understand. Like I said, in the real world, you absolutely would have been uninvited to my damn wedding. Absolutely. Your name would have been off the list when you showed up too. Matter of fact, I would have called you and told you you weren't invited though. I would have called you and said, mm-mm. But see, Sweet Tea, ma'am, this was an example of you really thinking your shit don't stink. You really thought that you had some sort of leverage, that you really thought that you could stop Dr. Heavenly from coming to girl by. No. The only way you would have had any control over that is if y'all had absolutely paid for the whole wedding, and that was it. Heavenly was wrong. She absolutely, I love Heavenly, but she was wrong as hell. Hell, half the time Heavenly wrong, but I love her because I think she's funny and I think she stands in her shit. Now, the problem at this point with these ladies in Heavenly is if you still letting Heavenly make you mad. And I'm not saying that makes it okay. I'm just saying if it's making you mad. Hold on a second. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. So anyway, y'all, that was pretty much the episode. I mean, oh, oops, sorry. I need to before Bravo get me. But that was pretty much the story. Dr. Damon was like, listen, I came here for my man Greg's wedding, and it is what it is, child. Phaedra also told, I mean, yeah, they tried to kick Phaedra off, but Phaedra was like, I want the priest. So if I leave, he leaving. Ain't nobody getting married. So how y'all want to handle it? Janera, I don't think so. Janera said, I know Damon was 8 levels of hot watching why they got uninvited. I'm sure he let Hev have it. I don't think so. He know who he married to and he know what it is. Listen, let me tell you something. Damon knows exactly who he is married to. And he knows exactly what she's doing. And he knows exactly that this is a show and he don't get involved with it. I promise you, there is no doubt in my body that when they got up to that place and that man said your name not on the list, Damon knew what it was. Damon ain't stupid. Damon is not true. Now she say he don't watch the show and all that, which I believe. I believe he don't watch the show, but I also believe he knows exactly what is that who he married to and what it is. He may not have known exactly what she did, but he absolutely know that they got uninvited because of some shit Heavily did. I promise you. He know who he married to. He knows who he is married to. Win, lose, or draw, like a lover or a hater. He absolutely knows. Oh, I'm sure, but I'm sure he's embarrassed to some degree. Well, she embarrasses him all the time. I mean, it's always embarrassing to get somewhere and get turned away. I mean, yeah, that's definitely embarrassing. Child, he know who he married to. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say this about Dr. Damon. And this is my opinion. I don't know these people from a whole, but this is my opinion. I feel like with Dr. Damon, don't let the smooth taste fool you. And what I mean by that is this. Damon pledged Omega Psi Phi as an undergrad. I don't know too many meek and mild cues on the undergrad level. And did y'all see last season when he got mad? I forgot what happened. I forgot what the scenario was, but something happened last season where Dr. Damon was mad for real mad. Mad for real mad. And I was afraid. I was like, now I understand. Now I understand. In my opinion, Damon is one of those people that has learned, because I think he's one of those people that once he's angry, he is angry. They were at Simone's dinner. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's it. They were at Simone's dinner. I feel like Damon is one of those people that when he is angry, he is angry. And it's not pretty. And it's probably kind of dangerous. Not dangerous like I don't think he would hit Heavenly, but I mean dangerous like it probably ain't nothing you want to be around. It probably ain't nothing you want to be around. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that over the years he has learned how to control that anger, and it has made him a very calmer person. And then he married somebody like a Dr. Heavenly that she's here all the time. All the time. And that's my opinion. I don't know these people from a hole in the wall, but I honestly feel like that. I feel like he ain't, don't let the smooth taste fool you. You know what I'm saying? I think the Dr. Damon we see is a very rehabilitated Dr. Damon. I don't think that's who he's always been. I don't. I feel like he has seen his fair share of some things. But I think that in his older years, I think he's just become a calmer person, and maybe he's gone overboard in the opposite direction. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. So when I see Damon like that, because I used to be the same way, and when I found out he was a Q, I said, oh, he must have pledged Grant chapter or something. When I found out he pledged the undergrad, I said. But I've also seen, have y'all ever seen videos of Damon with the bros? Have y'all seen videos of him hopping? Damon gets it in. Damon, when you see him in that, like I saw like a video of him hopping. I saw a video of him like at a homecoming or something like that. Damon is smiling and he's dapping up and he's hopping and all that. I feel like we just get the very, the very, I'm too old for this shit, Damon. You know what I'm saying? Damon is probably crazy when he is mad, but he has zero personality. Yeah. Heavenly would never show anything less than perfect in her marriage. But she done told y'all that. See, here's the thing. Heavenly is one of those people that when she talk, y'all gotta hear. You seen videos of him stepping? Yeah, he don't play. Like he's happy, right? He is smiling and he is happy. Yeah. Right. He said the show gets professional, and that's what I think. I think Damon gives us that version of himself on this show. I do. I think that behind closed doors, because let me tell you, did y'all see that scene last episode when they was talking to baby girl about going to Florida? That shit was hilarious to me because he was so serious, but you could tell like when they started talking about the wind, and he kept a straight face, and he was like, yeah. Because that's that win. It's different. Like, yeah. Like, and Heavenly was like, yeah, because we didn't even have win. Like, I was dead ass. That shit was hilarious. When I tell you, every time I see that clip, I crack up. And Damon was with a straight face. And Heavenly does know when to shut up. Do y'all notice that too? Heavenly know when to shut up. But when Heavenly tell y'all shit, y'all gotta believe it. Heavenly done told y'all she's never going to show you anything less than perfection in her marriage. She done told y'all that. Heavenly said that she ain't gonna never admit that he ain't the only man she been with. Now, if you listen to her, she done kind of let you know that he wasn't her first or her only, but that's all she ever gonna admit to. Like, she tells all that shit. He's a 90s Q from FAMU, enough said. Well, right. He meant that. He said, I need to be able to get to you within an hour. Oh, he meant that. Oh, that's his baby. And his baby girl? Oh, no, he meant that. He meant that thing. Anyway, y'all, let me get off of here. Let me see if I can try to edit this video and get it back up before we go live. It wasn't really nothing more with that episode, child. But I will talk to y'all later. Meet me over at Yocrates's house to talk about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. I am sure that people have some things to say, honey. And I will talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace. Yeah, she gonna respect her marriage. Yeah, you right.